Very good evening. So, good evening, friends. Meeting again in the session of Stuart Close Philosophy. And last time we have finished the chapter, The Unity of Medicine, where Stuart Close tried to explain the correlation between different branches of medicine and the homeopathy and how it is useful if we get together, if we unite, and how it will be useful for betterment of the suffering humanity. That's what he has tried to explain in that chapter, giving explanation of the holistic concept of understanding disease, at the same time, lacunas of each science, and at the same time, the merits of each science. So, a wonderful aspect of looking toward the medical science, which he has explained over there. Now he starts with next chapter, that is life, health, and disease. People consider what is new in this chapter. Basically, what happens, we learn the life right from the childhood. We learn same things again and again. Right from the childhood, we used to learn that human anatomy. And when we enter into medical college, again we learn the human anatomy. What is the difference? The difference is that we go into the depth of each and every aspects when we go ahead. We understand human anatomy more internally, more detail when we learn the medical science. The same is true when we understand the life. We look very superficially when we start understanding about the life. But as we go ahead and learn the homeopathy, and when specifically when we learn the philosophy behind that, then the aspects gets changed. Then we have to look toward the life with a better perspective so that it is possible to understand next human being and its life and to reach to the right remedy. And for that purpose, it is so much necessary to understand clearly exactly what is life. So, this new chapter, the life, health, and disease, gives you many ideas of understanding the human life. So, we'll start with the chapter. Stuart Close has started writing this chapter with the three definitions. Those who are students attending this session, my suggestion is that all three definitions you just make it fixed in your mind, mug it up, because they are MCQs. So, first definition, what he explains is very clear understanding of the life. So, it is a definition of life. Life is an invisible, substantial, intelligent, individual, coordinating power, and cause directing and controlling the forces involved in the production and activity of any organism possessing individuality. See, the definition itself defines many aspects of life and qualities of life. What he says, life is a invisible. That is more important. The things which are dynamic. If you want to show life without body, you cannot show. It is an invisible entity. That's why it is called as substantial. Without substance, you cannot show the existence of a life. Otherwise, life is there around you, but you are not able to visualize it because it doesn't have a material existence. So first important thing, it is invisible. Second important thing, it is visible only through the substance or material. Number three, it is intelligent. Every life carries his own intelligence. It decides what to do and what not to do. When life enters inside the fertilized egg, then because it is intelligent, that's why it gives the order to the cells to divide and redivide and defines the function. For certain cells, it defines you do a work for eyes, another cell it defines you do a work for nose, third cells it defines that you do work for the GI tract. This is what is called as law of biological development. Functions creates the organ, and who defines the function? The function is defined by the life itself. That's why Close says it has its own intelligence. So life is invisible, substantial, intelligent, individual. Everyone's life is different. Everyone's intelligence is different. Everyone's memory is different. So See, this individuality is of your life, your vital principle. Life is nothing but your vital principle. It has its own existence and it has its own characteristic. Individual coordinating power. See, another word which he uses, coordinating power. What it coordinates? It coordinates all vital organs. It coordinates everything, every organ, every system with each other, because of which we remains alive. Otherwise, we would have been died so fast. No, everything is coordinating with another. The heart is coordinating with your brain, and brain is coordinating with your heart, with your GI tract, with your every system. So every system is interrelated, and their coordination is maintained by this vital principle. This is life. And cause directing and controlling the forces. See what it causes. It causes directing and controlling the forces involved in the production and activity of any organism. So production, reproduction, that is more important entity which is maintained by life. That is one of the important quality of life. At the same time, activity of any organism possessing their individuality. You are active, you are doing all your functions, now you are listening, now you are understanding this philosophy, because your life is asking you to learn. Your life is saying that you have to learn, you have to understand, you have to. So this is what is the function and quality of the life. In a one specific definition, Close has tried to explain all qualities of life, and that's why one should not forget the definition as defined by the Close. So those who are students mug it up as it is. Then he defines second definition, what is health? Health is that balanced condition of living organism in which the integral harmonious performance of vital functions tends to the preservation of the organism and normal development of each and every individual. So clothes, how he defines, it is a balanced condition of the living organism where everything is balanced, in which the integral means internally they are coordinated with each other, integral harmonious performance of the vital functions. So all vital functions, with eyes you are visualize, with your ears you listen, with your mouth you eat, you with your tongue you get the taste sensation, with your skin you get the touch sensation, with your respiratory tract you get the air, then in the lungs it gets involved and it gets absorbed, then the circulatory system, then the brain, everything is in harmony. The moment air enters inside your nose and it enters into the lungs, the oxygen is taken inside, the carbon dioxide is thrown at the same time, it is carried through the blood, through the heart chambers, through whole body, where it has been utilized in the tissues, then carbon dioxide is collected, taken away in through the same circulatory system, again is brought to the lungs to throw it away. See how coordination, nice coordination is maintained. Who maintains? It is the life principle which maintains, and because of which the balance is maintained. That balanced state is called as a health. So harmonious performance of vital functions tends to preservation of the organism. So organism is preserved. It is very important function. And the normal development of the individual. During the health state, your normal development happens. See, this is whole definition. The way he defines it is in a different manner. We used to define it in a normal way, that health is the state of condition where mind, body and soul runs in a perfect harmony with the help of vital force. Yes, definitely this is a true definition. But at the same time, Close defines its functions also, and where the balanced state is maintained. And the vital, at the same time, he says normal development of the organism happens. Then he turns toward the third definition called as disease. Disease is an abnormal vital process, a changed condition of life, which is inimical to the true development of individual and tends to the organic dissolution. So what he says, it is the altered state of health, where the health was disappeared and a state of disease comes. So that's why it's a changed condition of life, which is inimical to the true development of the individual. So development gets disturbed because of when the life is disturbed, the development gets disturbed. It reflects in the form of some signs and symptoms. It reflects in the form of organic dissolution, means organic manifestations, and that is what is called as a disease. So all three definitions, but you must mug it up for the purpose of exams. Then he turns to explain the concepts in detail. Vital phenomena in health and disease are caused by the reaction of the vital substantial power or principle of organism to various external stimuli. So long as a healthy man lives normally in a favorable environment, he moves, he feels, he thinks, he acts, he reacts in an orderly manner. See, very nicely he is explaining. What he is explaining? Vital phenomena in health and disease are caused by the reactions of vital substantial power. That is an energy inside you, or the principle of the organism to external stimuli. There are right from the birth, in fact, right from the birth inside the womb, inside the fallopian tube where the birth happens, the fertilized egg happens to be there. Right from that moment, it starts reacting to the external stimuli. There are a number of factors acting on you, and your vital principle reacts to it. Even inside the womb, it reacts to the external stimuli. And when it comes out of the womb, then it reacts individually. When it is inside the womb, it reacts. It reacts with two ways. It reacts in the with the help of a mother, and that's why there are two different reactions which happens when it is inside the womb. But when it comes out, it reacts individually, and those are the reaction generally tries to maintain and adapt the situation. So long as a healthy man lives normally in a favorable environment, see what he says, in a favorable environment, till everything is going on nicely, what happens? He feels, he moves. First important thing, the motion, first important quality. Then the feelings remains over there. He feels, he thinks, he acts. Acts means he performs, he reacts in an orderly manner. So till everything is in harmony, you are not disturbed, you are enjoying your life every moment, because of which you think, because of which you concentrate, because of which you listen, because of you understand. All the functions of mind remains in harmony. Now, as if just now you are listening the lecture. It is because you are in state of health. Otherwise, you cannot concentrate. Your concentration gets disturbed, your thoughts gets perverted, you cannot understand what is going on. These are all manifestations of the disease state. If you are healthy, these are things which are going on. If he violates the laws of life, see, underline this sentence. There are different laws of life. You have to adapt the situation, you have to go with the life, you have to follow the principles of life. Means simple things, that you have to follow the nature. You have to follow your sleep rhythm. Every day at night, every night you have to sleep properly between at least from 10:30 to 5:30 or 10:30 to 4:30. You must have a sleep. You must have a proper diet. You must have the balanced diet. You must have the diet in proper timings. Everything matters a lot. Till you don't violate the laws of nature, everything is fine. If he violates the law of life or becomes the victim of unfavorable environment. What is an unfavorable environment? Unfavorable environment is nothing but whatever goes against your will is unfavorable. Wherever you go, wherever the things goes against your will, it becomes unfavorable for you. That is what is called as an inimical. And what he says, well, see, miasms we defined, these are noxious, dynamic, inimical agents. Inimical means going against your will. So here, same thing he explains, this or becomes the victim of an unfavorable environment, disorder takes place of the order. So order which was going on gets diseased and it becomes a disorder. Dis-ease destroys the ease. Till it was ease, it gets disturbed. Dis-ease develops. He suffers and his body deteriorates. So how nicely he has explained how the disease develops. Disease develops because of two reasons. First reason, if he violates the laws of life or laws of nature. And second, if he becomes the victim of the unfavorable environment, means he becomes victim of going against the will, then definitely it disturbs the life and it reflects the things. Then he further turns when organic vitality is exhausted or is withdrawn, his transient material organism dies, yields to the chemical laws, and is dissolved into its elements, while a substantial spiritual organism continues its existence in higher realm. So when this vital principle, to which another name is soul, this vital principle is exhausted, the energy is lost, the person dies, his body dies, he never dies. It comes out of the body and it remains in the universe. What he says last, his substantial spiritual organism continues its existence in higher realm. It comes out of the body, it remains over there, it has its own existence, but doesn't have now body. The body is lost. Only the physical existence dies. It is the material organism which gets died. And why it has died? It has died because the body is not able to perform now and his vitality is exhausted. And that vitality, when gets completely exhausted, the soul comes out, the vital principle leaves that body and the body becomes completely dead. See, simple language, he is explaining the philosophy of life, what is life and how it gives the animation to the body, and when it comes out of it, what remains is again the body. So when it enters inside the womb, inside that fertilized egg, then it develops another life. And when it leaves that body, it again it has its own existence without having a body. The body becomes dead. So this very important understanding which he is explaining, life has a separate existence. There is a myth or half truth which has been developed by the biological science of biology. They say that life comes from previous life. No, it is only half truth. Life never comes from the previous life. Yes, the fertilized egg comes from the previous life, which has life only for a day or two. But unless and until the individual life enters inside that fertilized egg, the further development never happens. Otherwise, it remains a blighted home. So he was very clear regarding his thoughts, and this is what is the life. This life, if you understand, then you will understand the depth of it. And then he further said, agents, material or immaterial, which modifies health and cause the disease, act solely by the virtue of their own substantial, entitative existence and the coexistence of the vital substance, which reacts in the living organism to every impression made from within or without. The dead body reacts only to the physical and chemical agents under the action of which it is reduced to its chemical elements and dissipated as a material organism. So he has defined if life is there, what is the reaction, and if life is not there, what is the reaction. Very clearly, he explains one important thing, that the life, when it is there, the susceptibility develops. And when susceptibility develops, the body starts reacting. And that itself is the existence of a life. That itself is a sign of existence of a life, because of which it reacts to n number of things, whether they are physical, whether they are dynamic, whatever it may be, the reaction happens to be there. But if life is no more there, if it has been taken out or if it has been gone, and what remains is just a dead body without a life, then it never reacts to the dynamics. Then there are only laws of physics and chemistry works over there, and it reacts, it gets disintegrated, and again goes into the same universe. It goes into the world in the form of some mm, same parts of universe. So these are different two entities which we have to learn, that life is something which has a substantial individual value, and it gives animation to the body. When it leaves, what remains is again the body. And if you understand these concepts clearly, then you will understand why the reactions are individualistic, because they are the reactions of life substance. They are the reactions of vital principle. They are the reactions which are developed by the body because of vital principle. And if this vital principle is in a state of health, you are doing all you are performing all your activities in the healthy way. That's why you think, that's why you react, that's why you understand, that's why you comprehend, that's why you think. So all those things, all those feelings and movements and development, all those happens because the life principle is there and it is in the state of health. But once it is diseased, or then disorder start, this is developed, and once it is exhausted and lost, the person becomes dead. The body becomes dead. The person remains outside without a body, has its own existence in this universe. So he tries to explain the concept of life in a detailed manner. We'll finish one more paragraph. All reactions to the stimuli by which the functions and activities of the living body are carried on originate in the primitive life substance at the point where it becomes materialized as cells or protoplasmic substance. So whatever the functions and activities of the living body are there, where they happens in your center, in your life principle. It has its own intelligence. It thinks and accordingly it reacts. It is not the reaction of the body. You feel it is the reaction of the body, but body is only a reaction. Only body is one of the entity through which the reaction happens. But will is defined by the life principle. So it is innermost. All things are reacted by your life principle. And that's why it is specifically getting materialized in cells, in the tissues, in the systems, in the protoplasmic substance, and then bodily reaction happens. So see, whenever you are getting angry, see your body is reacting like this. When you get angry, your whole body, it is your individual reaction of your vital principle, your soul, which is reflecting to through your cells, through your protoplasm, through your systems, through your body. But origin is inside. Why he is explaining all those things? He is explaining all those things because he wants to make clear idea of what is health and what is disease and where is the disease. If you understand these concepts clearly, then you will understand exactly what is health and what is disease. And that's why he goes into the depth of understanding of life principle and life over there. I think it's better to stop over here. Tomorrow we'll continue with the next paragraph. So this is very important chapter to understand the concepts, and if you understand them, then you will treat the human being, you will not treat the parts. So that's all for today. Tomorrow, today evening, we're going to learn one more short remedy from 4th year syllabus, but very, very, very useful in our day-to-day practice is Justitia Adatoda. So be there at 8:15 with Materia Medica session. Thank you and good evening.
Thank you, sir. Have a good evening.